There are dozens of dividend trackers out there. Why should Snowball Analytics be any different? If it doesn't deliver, you'll face the same problems that many trackers struggle with: inaccurate data and wasted time. Let's find out if it's actually worth your trust. Now, before I even linked my own portfolio to Snowball Analytics, I did what I always do before trusting any dividend tracking tool. I went straight to the user reviews. And I didn't just look at the glowing 5-star ones either. I focused on the 1-star reviews that highlight some potential pitfalls. And one review that really caught my attention came from a user who gave Snowball just 2 stars. He admitted he did really like the way the platform looked and how much data it pulled together, but he had issues with the auto-sync feature when importing from his broker. He said it worked inconsistently, and eventually he had to do a lot of manual updates. So that feedback raised a red flag, since autosync is a core feature for many investors. But here's the thing: Snowball's team responded directly, saying that broker integration still works successfully for many users through Snaptrade, and encouraging him to reach out for support so they could sort it out with him. So to me, that also shows two things. First, technical hiccups aren't unheard of, but second, the support team doesn't leave users stranded. And based on what I've seen, these sync complaints seem like rare cases, not really the norm, because on the flip side, many users have had a very different experience. One long-term dividend investor wrote that Snowball Analytics made managing his investments so much easier. He said the platform's analytics helped him track dividend income, compared performance, and rebalance his portfolio without wasting hours in spreadsheets. I also came across this review from a user who highlighted how clean the interface was, saying the dividend projections gave him a clear picture of his long-term goals. And the review that reinforced my confidence came from an investor who called Snowball perfect for passive income investors. He pointed out that the team behind Snowball seems detail-oriented, focusing on what actually makes a difference for investors, and even praised their customer support as excellent. When someone says that they've been searching for a tool like this for a long time and finally found it, that kind of statement carries weight. So, yeah, a few users did run into issues, I found, but with a solid 4.5 out of 5-star rating overall, too, like the broad consensus here is that Snowball Analytics delivers on its promises and does it well. But all right, reviews aside, let's actually get into what Snowball Analytics does and its features. What can it do? Because plenty of apps talk a big game, but the question is, what makes dividend tracking with Snowball Analytics different? The first feature that stood out to me was the Dividend Analytics tab. So instead of just telling you when payouts are coming, it breaks down your portfolio from a dividend strategy perspective. You can filter your holdings, look at yield after taxes, projected revenue, average growth of payouts, and even see your monthly income forecasted. It transforms static numbers into a clear visual story of your portfolio's income and growth. Then there's the dividend rating system. So this is really one standout feature of the platform. As dividend investors, the biggest fear isn't just whether a company will pay this quarter, it's whether they'll keep paying for years to come. Snowball calculates a rating using 13 different financial indicators to estimate how reliable a company's payouts are. So instead of relying on vague promises, you can see if a dividend looks solid or shaky. This level of forward-looking analysis is something many simpler trackers like Div Tracker or Stock Events don't provide. Taxes are another area where Snowball really surprised me too. So you can actually set a tax rate for your portfolio, which adjusts all of your projected payouts and yields accordingly. This name may not sound really exciting at first, but if you've ever built a spreadsheet trying to figure out what your after-tax income actually is, you know how messy it can get. Here, it's just built right into the platform, clean and accurate. And then, of course, there's the dividend calendar. So at first glance, it looks similar to what you'd see on other dividend tracking apps: dates of upcoming payouts, amounts, frequency. I think the difference, though, is that Snowball really projects payments not only on declared dividends, but also on historical payout patterns. That way, you get a realistic estimate of what's coming in, useful for anyone planning income months ahead. Another feature that helped me personally was the company page view. So when I click on any holding, I get a mini deep dive into their financials, their charts, dividend history, even yields to market visuals. And instead of hopping between my broker and a research site, it's all right there. This quick access view really makes portfolio decisions more efficient and fun. So no dividend tracking app has everything or is perfect, but a lot of good features. Snowball Analytics is not an exception to the rule, though. It does have a couple things. I think one thing is the depth of information can really feel kind of overwhelming at first, and the learning curve can feel kind of steep. But honestly, I came to see that more as, a challenge and a positive thing. Like once I got comfortable and once I started learning and hitting the groove, the details became more of an advantage instead of a drawback and like too much for me. So instead of only providing surface level info, eventually, I was able to learn from all that information. Snowball really encourages investors to think more strategically with all that. Dividend tracking with Snowball Analytics isn't going to be free either, but the pricing reflects the depths of the features available. But if you're like a casual investor just dabbling in dividends, you may find the price a little high. But if you're serious about dividend tracking and income planning, the value more than makes up for the cost. For me, the time saved alone, no more endless spreadsheets, no more cross checking across 3 different tools, that was worth it. The platform also runs promotions and discounts occasionally, so check the link in the description for current pricing and offers. After months of using Snowball Analytics, my takeaway is that it's not just another portfolio tracker. It's designed to help investors see, plan, and grow their income. It's not perfect, but for serious investors, it delivers real value. If you'd like to explore Snowball Analytics, I've included their official link and current offers in the description so that you can review the details for yourself.